Hello, hi. I'm Patricia McNeely. I'm an illumined Blu-ray twin flame from Chicago, Illinois. I hope you're doing well today. Today, I have a message for you. The message is vitality. And that might seem very odd. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about your body beyond the earth. Okay, there's a direction that all of this is going. So, one of the first things I want to ask is, are you on a twin flame journey? You may or may not be sure you're on a twin flame journey. However, if you are having quite a few symptoms, physical symptoms, and you sense that there's an energy behind it, or you're sensing that some part of the divine wants to move you, change you, shift you, get things going somehow, more than likely you are. There are more people, there will be more people awakening. And for some of you who've been awake for a while, you may be looking at your clocks constantly saying, where is it? Where is it? What's happening? But for people where this is new to you, or maybe you've been experiencing things, but you're not sure what to call it, welcome. Your body is made up of several parts, and you are here to physically be with your twin flame. Now, that too gets confusing for people because people believe it to be where it's only living together and defining it as if you're physically living together, then you're in a union. And if you're not physically living together, you're probably not in union. You are in a union. The process you're going through, and I remind everyone that this is a process, is reunifying your subtle bodies. Now, that is what I teach about. You have subtle bodies. The major one is going to be your etheric body. That is your main and prime connection to each other and with each other. So if you go back in time a little bit and you feel out some of your experiences, how did you even know things? How did you feel it? It was with your body. But what parts of your body? Because you see, that's not what is understood out there, is that the human body has limits. Some of you are well aware of the limits of the human body. And some of you are well aware of the capabilities of your angel side. Twin flames are human angels, your angels. So the angel part is in you, the human part is you too. And you have a body that can go beyond this earth. Now, some of the things that you might be experiencing is pressure. You're having pressure in head, shoulders, hips. Your body will want to push out addictions to everything. That can be addictions to people, strife, fighting. It can be all kinds of false comforts that can be overeating for people. It could be eating too much of some things, for example, too much caffeine, too much sugar. It can be not getting enough of something. And it's also going to be anything that people become addicted to, which is going to include alcohol. It's going to include drugs. It's going to include recreational drugs. It may even include pharmaceuticals for some people. And there's an intensity to this. Now, many of you have realized that you're not crazy, but I'm going to say something else here. Yes, you're dying. Yes, you're dying. Now, what does that mean, though? You're dying to the old 3D. You're just dying out. There are parts of you that may feel like you're dying. You may go through experiences where you're agitated and you have a really strong sense of, uh-oh, something's happening here. Okay, now there are things that happen where you should address the medical side of you and you should address the metaphysical side of you. That is what I help people with, the metaphysical. And how do you get rid of these things? How do you get this out? I help people help their twins get rid of addictions because you can and will influence each other. You can have an effect on each other. You do. The body aches and pains mean something. Find out how, and if they're not addressed properly, they will continue. So while you may feel that you've gone through a cycle or you get through something okay, like something's gone, you've averted a crisis, it may show up again in another cycle. Why? Because there's two of you. There are two of you. And also, we're going to have a full moon here in a day. Some of you are feeling that energy ahead of time. What this moon is going to do is this is going to be one of those pushes that gets people the wave of what belongs to them. For a lot of you, that's going to be the things having to do with your twin that you've been waiting for. It's going to be from long ago, far away, lost planetary connections. You may not feel it as a cosmic thing, but you are definitely in the time frame of finishing your cosmic karma and also other parts of karmic situations. So more hidden things will come out and illicit stuff. This has a lot to do with children, okay? Things such as child support, okay? Is someone paying child support? Are they trying to deny a child? Are they trying to skirt around things? Are they trying to do some mental manipulation and not do things? It can involve things like that. And yet the things that have been a creation of your body will take prevalence. You have to be responsible for your creations, and that does include children. It includes children on a larger scale. It even includes you and your childhood. So pay attention. Very, very important. Your childhood and birth. Now, I've been helping some people through a rebirthing process, which actually does make you feel very strange. You might feel like you don't want to be here on this earth, and that's normal because some of you aren't originally from this earth. You may feel as though you're dying here, and that too is a normal part of the process, but what do you do with it? Yes, you're dying, but you're not dying. You're not intended to be dead very soon. In fact, vitality, getting you to a new level of vitality is what's happening. And yet, as things happen with spirit, these things go in strange ways. Spirit has strange ways of doing things with us, doesn't it? But the correct things are happening that need to happen, and they're happening in a sequence that it needs to happen in. There are some deadlines in the sky about this, believe it or not. Even while some of you are looking at your clock and saying, didn't happen yet, didn't happen yet. There are things that are expected to happen by certain energetic portals, okay? And those portals are coming up this year. They're going to carry you along, and they will push your twin to do things. Helping your twin, and this is a part of bringing your angel home. I did a video called Bring Your Angel Home that you should check out. It's a public video where I talk in there about what some of this is. I did that a while back. It's very pertinent for now. It is pertinent for you to pay attention to the things that are happening with your bodies and start seeking some of the help that will actually help you and get things going. Why? Because some of it's inside you. It's not outside. It's not something that you can do by, going willy-nilly and scattering around. Being like Chicken Little and saying the sky is falling is not going to help anybody, okay? So children, your childhood, your birth. Some people have been doing some of their inner child stuff. Some people haven't really done it, and they're going to find it's very alarming and unsettling for them, if not downright painful. Even though people may say to you, you're imagining it, how could something like that be painful? It hasn't really happened. Your subtle bodies can feel pain, and you can feel that pain, and it's not just emotional pain, it is a real pain. You will feel it. I don't like people to be in pain. I like people to feel good and have an easy experience. Did you know that you have to open up the channels that help you dissipate all of your day in and day out stuff? I also teach about that. Did you know that you have channels that you have to maintain to help you Keep the connections with your twin and keep you both from falling into depression, because that's what happens. If you're not maintaining and you start, it's almost like sinking into the water where you go wah, 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 wah. Okay. And you need to bring yourself up. How do you do that? That's what I teach. Keeping each other up. So if you have a couple, okay, and one is just not really focused on it, the other one starts sinking and going, and the other one will say, I can't feel you. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? I'm not feeling you. I don't feel anybody anymore. Well, it's up to her to do her part, because that other part of the twin is up here trying to help her. So if she doesn't know how to connect, if she doesn't know how to do this, you've heard the expression as above, so below. That's what you're doing. But how do you do it? Come and find out. Come and find out. That is what I teach. I have a webinar that is called Your Body Beyond the Earth, starting March 8th. That is in the morning. It's the morning in the United States. It is the afternoon in Europe. And it would be evening in the Middle East or India, or March 9th. This is a Thursday. This is a Friday. Friday at 6 p.m. This would be your Saturday morning in Australia. And there is a part 2. Now, there are things that we talk about in here. I do a presentation for you on what is pertinent to know. I also present about supplements, movement, channel opening exercises. That is what I have developed, is several, close to 100 channel opening exercises for you to be able to seamlessly stay connected with your twin anywhere. And it's happening right here. You could call Earth ground zero for this. So let me show you another diagram. Now, I have shown this, and yet this is still very pertinent because we're going through things. So in February, we had an energy that I would call this drama meets romance. Okay. How much of your romance has been affected by other people's drama? Whether it's big scale drama like politics or war, or whether it's small, meddling, nitpicky, snide little drama that people around you create, that your coworkers create, your family creates, your twin's family creates. Drama meets romance. Okay. Should anyone's romance or love story be affected by drama? No, no, not going forward. We're not tolerating it. Furthermore, your body beyond this earth doesn't want to tolerate it. Okay, hint, hint. That's the thing to get going. That is what I teach, because like it or not, you may have hesitations about being in your physical union where you say, who's my mother-in-law going to be? What if the people don't like me? What if the kids don't like me? Okay. And again, we're back to children and childhood. Okay. What kind of upbringing did you have? What kind of upbringing did your twin have? Okay. So this is a part of what's happening here, is that you have one of you who's actually sometimes been here. You're the spiritual person. You're the warrior. You're a spiritual warrior. You're either a warrior or a spiritual person, or you're a spiritual warrior, okay? You have been on other planets in 3D and 4D and in 5D. One of the things about being a twin flame angel is that you have already lived as a fifth dimensional being, okay? But you've come into a 3D survival mode. You've sometimes been the lone wolf or the lone cat or something like that. This is where hate has begun, okay, where we've had to fight for our survival. We've had to take things, steal things, lie, cheat, steal, maim, kill, you name it. Almost everyone is, I'm going to say everyone's done it, okay? Just because you don't remember it and it may be several lifetimes ago doesn't mean you haven't. It's been one of the learning curves for everyone. That is where the ego has been connected and where people get their animalistic tendencies. Why you will say, describe someone as a lone wolf. Some of you might describe your twin as a lone wolf, okay? And maybe they are, maybe that's the way they present themselves. Maybe they've been so hurt or wounded, that's the only way they can get by in the world. We don't know. I don't know this until I read for you, until I feel your heart energies to tell you how to help your twin out. Now, you also have a lot of the masculine, being the warrior, king and country, unions, guilds, pack mentalities, and brotherhoods. Okay? These are even fraternities. These are things like, you could say, Fraternal Order of Police, or a special forces unit, or it can be a guild. It can be something that does a lot of good or has done good in the past. We fought for king and country. But you see, this affects parts of your 5 subtle bodies. You have 5 subtle bodies, okay? They are trying to merge again. That is why my website is called Twin Flames Merge, because I tell people and I teach people and I help people in how to detox. How do you get this out without more hate? Getting rid of the hate where we've all hated each other. How do you get life back to a state of harmony? You know, and those bumper stickers people have that say coexist with all your differences. But how do you actually do that? It's through your body. It's by getting the stuff out that's been clogging you up, buckling up your channels, not enabling you to feel, numbing you out, hurting you, harming you, wounding you, and your twin. Okay? You are getting back to the state of being lovers again. Lovers who are properly able to parent. Why? Because you're able to be the divine parents. You're able to be those people that create magic from being lovers, from being 5D again. Okay, so you've done, you've done this, you've done your ascension, you're doing, and some of you are here, some people are still going through this. Some people are still coming out of this. Those would be the people that you might not think they're twins. And some of those people might be your other. It might be your other. So I have a song. And for those of you that don't want to hear the singing, you could just mute your audio right now because you're not going to stop me singing. I like it. But I actually had some thoughts about that. I said to myself, years ago, where you had kings, what would kings do? They didn't have YouTube. They had contracted musicians or slaves or people in their household who they could just order up music from anytime they wanted to. But what do everyone else do? God gave us a voice. God gave us the ability to sing no matter how good we are. And I sing because I have a song in my heart. And what songs are you getting as messages? So this is the one that I got. Do you know where you're going to? Sung by Diana Ross. Do you like the things your life is showing you? Where are you going to? Do you know? Do you get what you're hoping for? When you look behind you, there's no open doors. What are you hoping for? Do you know? There you go. Do you know where you're going to? Do you know? Are you looking behind? Are you seeing closed doors? Do you know that you're past the point of no return? Because you are. It's full steam ahead. Now, this energy that we're in, this is an energy that after this moon, okay, and about a month from now, we're going to have another retrograde. And it would behoove you to be prepared for that. Okay, you're going to have a season change, you're going to have a retrograde, You're going to come into some new moon energy, and you have all of, you have the usual planetary alignments here. Why? Because that's a part of it. That's part of it. Other planets. Okay. Where have you lived? What have you done? What kind of angel are you? These are all questions that I answer in my readings, in my sessions, in my classes, and I also do coaching. I have another website. My first website is www.twinflamesmerge.com with an entire scope of tutorials that are already pre-recorded webinars on your light body and on the process, including what happens with your internal process. Okay, your head, what your head is going through, your shoulders, why your shoulders would ache, why your hips ache, addictions, including the proper channel opening exercises, which do include the ways to draw each other in and hold each other. So what is called union should properly be called reunification of your 5 subtle bodies, minimum, because some of you actually have more subtle bodies, but you won't actually connect those right now. So you're starting with the first 5. I also have that outlined. There are things that are very helpful for you. For example, if you are struggling with children, if your children are having outbursts, if they're suddenly having health issues, I do help people with that. Birthing, childhood issues, inner child, and we get this stuff moving. I do that in a session. My other website, Twin Flame Reconnection. These are hands-on. I also do hands-on live body work. This is to reconnect parts of you, to reconnect chakra connections, joint connections with each other. I also will teach you the proper etheric manner of breathing for twin flames. And I also do have several things on here that are courses, well, not the courses, but the sessions that I do. Causal body opening, and that is important for your manifestation. So while you might say to yourself, my manifestor's broken, or how do I? Or, yeah, I think I've been on a twin flame journey, but everything's grounding to a halt. I feel stuck. My body's aching. I'm having this stuff. I literally feel like I'm dying. The key word here, I'm going to fit it in here, is vitality. Okay? It might seem an odd way of doing it, but getting people, well, let me write it here. I'm going to write it real big for people to see. Do you know where you're going to? Do you like the things your life is showing you? Once we were standing still in time, chasing all the fantasies that rip through our minds. Okay? You're seeing some of the words there are probably very pertinent for you and your twin. You and your twin have had an idea of how your lives would be, but your lives are going to end up together. And so while some of you may feel that you're dying, and please know, you may sense it from your twin, that your twin is going through things and that you're not sure how to help them. Come join. Come find out how to help your twin, okay? Because it's not going to be in certain ways anymore. You can't send them an email. You can't send them my YouTubes. It's not going to register with their heads. You'll be talking to their ego. How do you get to the twin where they really get it? It's through the heart. It's always through the heart. And so the key word here is vitality. Getting you to up to a level of vitality that is efficient, harmonious, and one really big thing, balanced. Balanced, okay? Balanced vitality between you two, because lining two people up, whether you are two males or two females or a male and a female. How does it look in the house when both people are going through a cycle? Might be very, very intense indeed. How does it look if one has a menstrual cycle? What if the other one has a mood? What if one has financial things? What if the other one doesn't? It's about balance and vitality, okay? And that is what I am teaching people, how to go through things so that what part here is gone, missing. There is no drama. There is only romance, okay? That is another thing that people say. And I'm going to say to you right now, stop saying it's not about passion, because right now it might be about releasing the aches and pains of the past, okay? But you are passionate beings. You are passionate, okay? Your passion isn't going back down to survival mode, okay? It's not. So that being said, I think that you will find that, you know, everyone here, you know, while people are congregating, and the collective, I define the collective as the group of souls that you originated from, okay, other planets. It's not the twin flame collective. It's not the twin flame community. There are people in the twin flame community from some of the same places as you, and you'll resonate with them, or maybe not as you're leaving. You may not. But as you are becoming aware, you're also not going to stay mentally attached to them, okay? Because that's caused the drama. That's caused some of the drama, okay? Sorry. This was a little ad from a Valentine's concert where they showed the Romeo and Juliet Tchaikovsky music, okay? That's what this is from. Romeo and Juliet. How much more drama can there be? Your stories are on the big screen. And speaking of big screen, I highly recommend to people, go see the Black Panther movie. I found it to be very, almost very exciting. I was feeling things that had connections to do with Neptune, Sirius, and, you know, there were a few in the beginning. There were a few where it just sort of jogged the memories. Okay. The rest of it, of course, was, you know, Marvel Comics' version of things. But for some of you, you may remember Hollywood has not been able to depict the things sometimes that we've lived through. And yet, how many of you are writing a screenplay, writing a book, writing something, animating something? You know, how many of you are singing it, okay? How people know about the romances, people have experienced it and other people sing it, okay? I didn't write that song, I didn't write the lyrics, but I can feel them. Why? Because you're passionate beings. We are passionate beings from a place, and we're leaving a place where passion has become distorted. That's why not the cards and flowers. It's not a mission. It is a reunification of you. This is about you. This is about you being lovers again. So come and join and find out, and I hope to see you there. Check the links below. Check out my website, and check out my brand new website, Twin Flame Reconnection. And thank you so much for listening. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you get on your surfboard and ride these waves, okay? And if you're struggling to sleep, if you have insomnia, you have other things, I know what to do about that. I work with you because there's two of you. There's two people. There's two people in every union, okay? And it doesn't matter how opposite they may look. There's two people, and that makes the difference between a twin flame teacher of the light body, is that I can feel things that have to do with both of you. So thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful day. Enjoy your week. Bye now.